Hey, Lou.
What's up, Patsy?
How we doing?
All right.
Good.
Got my Google Nest hooked up. Nest Mini.
There you go. There you go. What do you think?
It's only, you know what? I've tried a few things on it. It does operate the Sonos speakers.
Hmm.
Um, the outlet I hooked up, calls. I haven't tried a call yet, but I'll try that when I get off. I'll call my parents up.
Oh, there you go. You can use it. You can tell it to, text your wife or something too.
Oh, yeah, I could do that too.
Yeah, you can do all that. Yeah, it's kind of neat. Um, you have an Android, so Google Assistant's built in. You can just tell it right there on your phone. You don't have to hit any buttons. So yeah, you can. There's you can get really creative if you want to.
Yeah, I'll try.
Sure. I think you should. You will find various levels of success depending on what it is you want to do with it.
They say, okay, Google, tell Trump he's an asshole.
My apologies. I don't understand.
Whoops.
Well, there's that. But they're pretty handy things if you get if you get enough outlets, light bulbs, and things like that, right? Because it's kind of a novelty when you have one, and it gets pretty boring pretty quick because it's just like you're just turning a light on or off, or whatever the case may be. But you get 5 or 6 of those things going, or you get 10 or 12, or next thing you know, you're doing entire rooms. Oh yeah, it's pretty cool. Like today, well, not today, but right now, this time of year, we have the Christmas tree beside the TV, and we have a little run of garland that goes below the TV and kind of drapes over the other side. And so I have mine set up so like every day at sundown, the tree turns on and the garland turns on, right? And it turns off at midnight. Just doing stupid shit like that just saves a boatload of time.
Hmm.
Can you attach your Ring doorbell? Well, you need a screen for that. Never mind.
um,
Yeah, you would need a screen for it.
yeah, I gotta get into the app and search for more to see what else it's picking up.
Yeah, you might be able to do the audio that way though, without having to use your phone. The uh, doorbell recognizes somebody on the porch or whatever, and you can just start talking to them. It'll give you an
Yeah,
audio.
that's true.
You know, see, there's lots of things you can do.
Yeah.
There you go. Just need a geek to tell you how to. They give you a little bit. Uh Speaking of geeks, on uh, on December 13th, the New York Times broke a story about the administration of Trump admitting that several government bodies, including the Pentagon and the Treasury and Commerce departments, have been broken into by hackers acting on behalf of a foreign government, uh, probably Russia. I don't know if you've been following this story or not, but people like me, holy shit, this is what we do.
Well, from what I've been tracking and what I've read on it, they've been in there for a while.
They've been in there since March, right? And the only way we knew about it is because they got a little sloppy, and it started to. I guess the best way to say it to people is it started setting off alarms. Okay, it really didn't set off like alarms, but not in the geek world it did. Uh, so God knows how long they've been in there. We know it's been since at least March. Um, how they got in was pretty ingenious. Hackers broke into a network management software company called SolarWinds, SolarWinds Corporation, which is traded on the stock exchange, by the way. Now might be a good time to jump on some of that stock. it's got to be low, right? But anyhow, it works with that company works with data related to the government agencies and major corporations. Throw this at you: some of the corporations that this company SolarWinds is involved with: AT&T, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Best Western. Yes, I'm reading a list, and so it is in alphabetical order. CBS, Cisco, City Financial, Clemson University. I'm just going to jump through some of these. Comcast, FedEx, H&R Block, Kodak. I didn't even know Kodak was still around. MasterCard, Microsoft. The shit Microsoft did to this after this, it was they threw the Death Star at it. New York Times, New York Power Authority, the San Francisco International Airport, Sprint, Subaru, Telecom Italia. So here you go. Time Warner Cable, the Air Force, obviously, the universities of Alaska, Kansas, Oklahoma, the USPS, and of course the Department of Defense. Like I said, I just rattled off part of the list. What they did that was really ingenious is, how like you get on your PC, and at the most inopportune time, you get interrupted by the operating system, and normally for people it's Windows because it has to update things, right? You have a OS update you need. Well, that's how they got into the system. They were able to drop their code into what would essentially be the update packet that this company was dispersing, that was sending out to all of its clients. And it just sat there and waited until it was turned on. And then whenever you have something like that, when you have that malicious code in there, what happens is it gathers data and it sends it back to wherever you want it to go to. I mean, that's the whole purpose of these things. It's either to gather data or to wipe something out, right? In this case, it was for data. And they were really ingenious because they set up their own VPNs. Okay, and whenever it was sending the data back, since it was encrypted through a VPN, no one knew what it was, so it was just ignored because it wasn't throwing up any red flags. So it was absolutely ingenious, and of course, your commander in chief decided that it's not Russia, it's China.
Yeah, and everybody else says Russia, and he says China.
And he says China. I'm going to show you a map. Okay. This is a map. Let me see if I can get this here. Let me share my screen. This is a map of the world. Okay. So nothing very special about it, but okay, there it is. There's the map of the world. Now, do you see all the highlighted parts? Okay. All these highlighted areas. Those are areas in which a state-run, a state-sponsored cyber attack happened. Okay? Here's China. Here's Japan. You know what this area is?
It's all Russia.
That's Russia. How many cyber attacks you see there? But no, it was China. Well, it could be Greenland. I mean, So it's either Greenland or Russia. Take your choice.
Yeah.
It's definitely not China. China was hit multiple times. I hear the thing is, if you're looking at this, right, these are the ones they're telling you about. Let's face it, it's Russia, Lou. It's Russia. Both Pompeo and what's his face today said it again. Barr, right? He said it again today. The both of them did. You're gonna hold your breath and wait for him to do something about this?
Ain't gonna do a thing.
No, he's going to continue to blame China because that's what you do. You blame China whenever it's your. But how much money does he have to owe Putin?
And you know what? You wonder. I just watched a clip on MSNBC about Romney. He was talking about why doesn't he criticize Russia? You know, he must have been on Face the Nation or something yesterday. And, you know, it just amazes me. Why aren't other GOP senators saying anything or congressmen? How many of them are indebted too? Makes you wonder what that little trip on the 4th of July was all about a few years ago.
So there was some interesting pictures taken then, there wasn't there?
Yes, there were.
You know, the one thing you don't want to do whenever you're doing shit like this is bring a cell phone with you. You know? That's probably rule number one. Don't bring a cell phone. Okay? Or if you do, bring a burner. And don't take any pictures. And don't let your wife or your girlfriend or whoever you're bringing with you take any pictures. You sure don't want your girlfriend taking your pictures if, you know, your wife, you didn't bring your wife. You know?
Yeah.
The NRA was involved in that too, weren't they?
Very deep from what I've read on that.
Yeah.
They, you know what? The NRA funneled a lot of Russian money into the 2016 Republican campaign.
Notice they didn't put any into the 2020. Must have been why Trump lost. Right? He just didn't have the money.
Yeah, I think they knew they were getting watched going into 2020 by the New York AG.
You think?
Yeah.
Boy, he's down to what, 28 days? He's got 28 days.
Yeah. The Supreme Court of Pennsylvania again today.
Yeah, I don't know how the hell they're based on what?
I thought they wouldn't even take it up. How would he even do anything? I mean, are they going to toss it before it even? They're just going to ignore it?
You know, yeah.
Or is John Roberts just going to send? John Roberts just going to send an 8 by big NO on an 8.5 by 11 sheet?
No. No, this is a court. It'll be 8.5 by 14. It's legal sized.
Legal document.
Yeah, it's legal sized. So it's going to be even bigger, right? How the hell do these clowns keep getting to bring this stuff up to the Supreme Court? Is what I want to know. You know, how does that happen? How are they able to do this? I kind of wish Frank was on today.
Yeah, that's what boggles my mind.
Yeah, I don't understand why. Well, maybe, you know what? Maybe you can take anything up to them. They can just decide if they want to hear it or not. You know? But the upside is we're getting stimulus checks.
Yeah, $600. How generous.
That's your one-time $600 thing, right? Don't spend it in one place. Or is it a weekly thing? This is where I'm getting confused.
No, it's a. I thought they did get something for the people that are unemployed for $300 because there a lot of those people, their unemployment runs out next week.
Yeah. The legislation includes a $300 weekly unemployment supplement, $600, direct payments, and nearly $300 billion in Paycheck Protection Program loans, and more than $8 billion for vaccine distribution. Okay, I picked a hell of a time to get the hiccups, didn't Um, the more than 5,000 page bill, there's no reason these things have to be 5,000 pages, which lawmakers released Monday afternoon. I'm reading from CNBC, only hours before expected votes, so it doesn't look like they voted yet, did they? As far as I know, they did not. But it's both sides are pretty much saying this is a done deal, so I'm not expecting any. Well, you know what, though? You always got that Rand Paul asshole. Well, anyhow, let's just assume. It would have $300 per week federal unemployment insurance supplement through mid-March. The plan would also extend the pandemic unemployment assistance and pandemic emergency unemployment compensation programs, which expanded jobless benefits eligibility and allowed people to continue to receive payments after their state assistance ran out. So that goes through mid-March. We'll put $284 billion into Paycheck Protection Program loans. Boy, that's hard to say. Which can be forgiven and allow hard-hit small businesses to draw a second round of funding. It would include $20 billion in grants for companies in low-income areas and money set aside for loans from community-based and minority-owned lenders. Okay, so far so good, right? Doesn't sound like it's too bad. It's going to put $45 billion into transportation, $10 billion into childcare, which is desperately needed. $15 billion to aid to live event venues, movie theaters, and cultural museums. Okay, so they get $15 billion, and we're putting $10 billion into childcare. Okay, and $7 billion to increase broadband access. I don't know how the hell they were going to do. I wonder if they're going to do like those vans that drive around, right? I'm not seeing much of a downside to this. Did you take a look at these things?
No, I didn't look at all of them. I know why there was a lot of stall in that from Pelosi. I think I'm wondering if she rolled the dice and says, yeah, let's take it and hope we take the Senate so we could do something else. Because I don't know if you've been following that much, but there was a sticking point in it with the Federal Reserve and what Republicans were trying to do.
The only thing I saw that the Republicans did not get was they wanted to shield companies from or businesses from lawsuits stemming from somebody catching coronavirus, and that was shot down. That's not part of this.
The other part that got shot down was Toomey, our buddy, I think him and somebody else tried to put a codicil in there that stated that the Fed, like they did in March, that Biden would not have the power to use the emergency use to bail people out and loan money out without having to go through the House and Senate. Even though Trump had that at his disposal and everybody before him.
Well, more will soon be needed. Now, this is coming from, where the hell is this one coming from? The Financial Times. Okay, more will soon be needed. Where the hell is it? It says, thankfully, too, an attempt by Republicans to neuter the Federal Reserve's ability to use emergency lending programs to respond to any turmoil in the bond markets was stopped. Okay, so the Fed is still going to be allowed to basically calm down the turmoil in the markets. I'm surprised Republicans went against that. Here's where the some of the problems were. There was no agreement on support to cash-strapped state and local governments. Without some federal underpinning, a wave of public sector workers will soon face redundancy alongside their private sector peers. So there was nothing to help local governments. I guess that was the trade-off for that's what the Democrats gave up to make sure the Republicans gave up the idea of covering up for the businesses if somebody gets the virus while they're working. So I guess there was a trade-off. At the end of the day, what I saw over and over again, Lou, was both sides kind of bitching about this thing. And when I saw that, I said, "Oh, this got to be pretty good then." If you got both sides that are bitching about it, it's normally a pretty good deal.
Yeah, you're right.
Think it goes far enough though?
You know what? No, I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either.
I mean, think about it. What the hell? If you've been off for so long and you have watched any news at all, if you haven't been off, how many lines have you seen for food pantries and toys? I don't care what city it is. There was a huge line in Pittsburgh again for toys for kids. People coming through so they could have a toy for their kids down in Braddock and Duquesne in that area. There's food pantries everywhere. How many's Lawrence County had?
Oh, we had a couple. Yeah,
You know,
yeah. We got.
I mean, what the hell, $600? I mean, you think about it. If you bought certain types of food, how long could you go on $600? And it's going to be a lot of stuff that's really not the greatest for you.
Well, yeah. The idea of making anything affordable that is good for you around, in this country went out the window a long time ago, right? When you can go to get a cheeseburger at McDonald's for $1, but you go and you do a salad and you actually make it yourself and you make it the right way, it costs you $6.
Exactly.
That
I mean,
that's already what the hell.
Just buy some fresh produce, Arnold or Giant Eagle.
Yeah. We see a lot more people at Aldi's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm not knocking Aldi's. In fact, I like shopping there. This is pissing me off because every time I go there, the place is packed now.
And every time I walk in, I never get what I want.
Oh, well, see, your standards are too high.
No, I think it's just like regular stuff. I'm like, who the hell would not carry this?
Yeah, well, you know what? Whatever it is they carry, it just goes off the shelf that quick, probably. It's frightening how quickly they're turning over stuff. I don't think they throw anything away. I really don't. It goes through that place so quick. We had Biden and I believe Harris, a couple of senators, Marco Rubio, all getting their vaccines. What do you think about Rubio and some of those other assholes getting their vaccines?
You know what?
These people that were motherfucking the mask wearing and being
and everything else. I mean, I would have loved to have been there and looked at and say, you know what? You're back of the line. And I mean the back of the line. Come see me in April when everybody else has them. You think it's a hoax anyhow. Wouldn't you have loved to have been there and just said that to those assholes? Joni or Marco Rubio.
Yeah, I would have loved to have said it. Oh, I would have loved to have said it. But when shitheads like him get the vaccine now, doesn't that kind of shut him up?
It should.
I mean, you really can't sit there and shit on this thing now because, well, we got video of that needle going in your arm.
Did you see they made fun of Pence on Saturday Night Live getting hit?
Yeah, oh, dude, I don't miss SNL for those things. That guy plays him good too. I don't know who the hell it is, but he plays him like a champ.
He does too.
He's dead on. I wasn't surprised that Pence got the shot, to be honest with you. That didn't surprise me at all. And I don't mean, because he's the vice president, because I think you still have an administration, you still have a government that has to at least appear to be able to function. So it doesn't bother me that these guys got it. What I was saying was I wasn't surprised that he was so willing to do it. He's for the last 4.5 years has been nothing but a mouthpiece. But if you see what he does and what he says, sometimes they're two different things. I'm not surprised that he got it. I was not surprised that Rubio got it because he's a squealy little coward anyhow. You think Trump's ever going to get it?
I mean, if you've had it, why would you get it though? Right away. I mean,
I don't know, because you got
would you?
People who are hanging on your every word and aren't going to get it.
I don't think he'll take it.
I don't think he will either. No, I don't think he will either. I'll tell you one better. I'll rephrase that. I think he will get it. You're just not going to know when. He's never going to show anybody. He's never going to tell anybody. Right? But he's as big a coward as they get. So unless his fear of COVID is less than his fear of a needle, he'll get it. He'll absolutely will. Even though he already had it. His asshole kids are going to get it. Right? They're all going to. All of them. They're just not going to tell you. They're not going to make, we'll find out 10 years from now. Whenever one of these idiots opens his mouth too much because he was drinking at a bar somewhere. That's when you'll hear it. Oh yeah, he did. He did it, 2 days before he got out of office or whatever. Right after he pardoned me. Lou, you and I messed up. We messed up. We should have been part of this coup thing. Didn't this asshole
made some money?
Can you imagine the money we could have made off of this? Right? I guess the question I'm going to ask you is, how much is your dignity worth? Okay.
You know what? Once you hit your mark on it, might be bought.
How much is your dignity worth? And here's why I'm asking this question. Okay. Let's turn our attention to one Sidney Powell. I'm sure everybody remembers her, right? She was the nutcase that was telling everybody that dead dictators are influencing our election. Hugo Chavez, right? Which that in and of itself is kind of ballsy to do. But when you have no dignity and you get thrown off a defense team because you're even more batshit crazy than Rudy Giuliani, let that sink in for a second, right? You get to go back to the White House and pitch the idea of the government and our military going in and seizing voting machines. I guess my question is the way to make a quick buck with this guy is just to come up with the most batshit crazy garbage you could possibly imagine. I mean, just laying in bed at night, staring at the ceiling, thinking, what can I say that's even more fucked up than what this guy's already done? Oh, I know. What if I tell him that he could declare martial law and send in the military to get the voting machines? He likes that military shit. Hell, he did it at a church in D.C. What do you think? And then the next thing you know, she's calling Rudy and saying, set up a meeting. We're the heads of the 5 families. Let's set up a meeting. And I got a pitch. No, Rudy, I can't tell you what it is. No, I don't want you taking credit for it. This has to come from me. You got to set the meeting up. Next thing you know, not only is her and Rudy there with the orange idiot, but like the entire cabinet is too, because he talked it up so much. And now she has an audience, and she gets to say, "Hey, here's what we're going to do. You're going to declare martial law. Oh, and by the way, we have to have Flynn here too, right? Because he's got to back my shit up. Because after all, he's off the hook now. And we're going to see if we can take all the voting machines. We'll get the army to take all the voting machines in every state, right? Even though there literally aren't enough people in the army to. But anyhow, it doesn't matter. Don't worry about math. It doesn't count. What do you think, Lou? Think we got a shot at this? Are you kicking yourself in the ass that you didn't think of it?
You know what? We could have made a couple million off of that.
Oh, dude. I said, whenever we screwed up,
You realize how gullible these people are?
I get the orange idiot, and I have my theories about him. I'll share with you in a bit. But you're down to less than 30 days, right? If you're surrounding this guy, okay, you're in the cabinet, you're in whatever position you are, but you're going to the White House every day. You have less than 30 days of employment left. Why are you even playing the game anymore? Why are you even playing the game anymore? You're out. And every day that goes by, you swirl a little further down the commode. Why are you not just getting out?
Do you think Trump's that paranoid that he's going to the can?
Well, that was my. I honestly don't know if he literally he is so small that he can't face the fact that he lost, or he's that scared that New York's going to eat him alive and he's going to jail, or the fact that he's afraid that one day he's going to be eating something from KFC and he's going to be poisoned.
Yeah, because you wonder if New York AG is the least of his worries.
It's got to be, right?
I mean, if he's truly got a 421 million loan being called in, Deutsche Bank said they're calling a loan in. We don't even know what's being called in behind in the black market, so to speak. In the world of money laundering.
Or is he just so damn greedy that he's going to milk this thing like this and just keep raking in the money? Because don't forget, he's paying Rudy how much a day?
Well, wasn't he bringing in $7 million a day or more?
So is he just going to keep it up? Is he doing this just to keep it up?
Well, if you're paying Rudy $20,000 a day and you're bringing in $7 million, I'll take those odds every day.
So he knows he's out. This is literally the last grift.
Well, you know what? Did you see? I just saw this. John Fetterman just tweeted, I would have never had this on my bingo card in 2020, but there you go. Televangelist Pat Robertson declares that Biden will be president and that Trump lives in an alternate reality. It is very erratic and should not run again in 2024. You've had your day and it's time to move on. Okay, when batshit Pat Robertson tells you you're nuts.
So you got one batshit telling you you're nuts, and you got another batshit telling you, hey, you know what? Let the army go in and seize up all the machines.
Yeah.
Makes me feel confident, dude. Makes me feel confident. This is the type of leadership we need. You think he just for grins and giggles decides to go bomb someplace? He's got 28 days left. You think, I don't know, 10 days from now, he decides he's going to drop a bomb on Libya again or something like that?
You know what? That's what we have most to worry about because maybe, you know what? Putin acknowledged Biden. Trump didn't say anything about the hacks. Do you think he owes Trump? Do you think he owes Trump one? Like, well, it wouldn't be on Iran, but what would be something Putin really likes other than Afghanistan pullout?
Ukraine?
Pulling more out of Germany or Eastern Europe?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, what do they know? And you know, the biggest threat on that hack is, did they get into the utilities, the power grid?
Yeah, I read them off.
I missed it. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, there was, yeah, there was.
You wouldn't have to fire a shot. You realize what kind of a disruption that would be?
Yeah, the thing is, we don't know what was said or what they did. We just know they were there, right? Well, we don't. I mean, at this point, the government might know what they did. But they're not going to tell us, right? We're not going to know. We're not going to know for years, if ever, what they did. But this was massive, and we did a little bit of tinkering and figuring, and they probably did it with like 4,000 lines of code, right? Which might sound like a lot, but when you consider the massive push that this company, whenever they were doing their updates, 4,000 lines of code is a drop in the bucket, right? You don't even see it. You know, 4,000 lines of code isn't even on in the back of your head. If they were all able to do that with 4,000 lines, that's pretty good. That's some high level shit there. That's shit that Russians aren't capable of, or we didn't think they were capable of. They must have hired somebody to do it. They must have brought in some people to do it, because they're not. Russia's a it's a trailer park. You know, they're clumsier than fuck whenever they get into systems, but somehow they managed to do this. I mean, I've written 4,000 lines of code. It's not hard. Okay, it's really not. It was very sophisticated, the code that they put in. Don't get me wrong, but just coming up with 4,000 lines for whatever it is, I've done that. You know, that's I did it in Python, so it was even easier. These guys did a really good job, and I think I posted on our in our Discord group. Right, I do not believe that he fired uh, who was it, the head of the Pentagon, the guy in charge of the Pentagon?
Yeah, he fired him a month ago or better.
Yeah,
and they're not giving Biden's team access into a lot of stuff now.
And then this comes out, right? Lou, I have to. What do we say about coincidences?
Takes a lot of planning.
Take a lot of planning, man. Takes a lot of planning. I want to say that I kind of have doubts that this thing is that innocent. There's some shit going on here that he's ass deep in, right? I think we're ever gonna. Well, we can't answer that. I don't I don't necessarily believe that this guy is looking out for anybody's best interest. I've come to the conclusion that it's just the last grift, right? Oh, Trump's thing went to the PA Supreme Court. Oh wait, no, it didn't. He's going to the Supreme Court to overturn 3 separate Pennsylvania Supreme Court decisions.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. Barr said today that he saw no basis for seizing voting machines and that he would not appoint a special counsel to investigate allegations of voter fraud. This Barr thing has me intrigued, Lou. Okay, he really does. He has me intrigued. He's not acting like the lapdog anymore. With a week left, why the sudden change? Why all of a sudden is he actually acting like an adult, or at least, you know, having a reflection of an adult when he didn't for years? Give me your opinion. What do you think?
I've been trying to figure that out. After he's a lapdog for what, the last 2 years? How long has he been in?
Oh,
Two. There was an acting, then there was him. I mean, it's a solid 2 at least, or 2.5. Why is he shut down all of a sudden now? Or what does he know that?
And this is the second time he's done this, right? He and Pompeo kind of teamed up, doubled down on the Russians for the SolarWinds hack. So from what I understood, and you know, I might be wrong, so correct me if I'm wrong. Barr said it was the Russians, and then Trump came out and said that was probably China, and then today Barr and Pompeo said it was the Russians. Is that right? Or maybe I have the names superimposed or whatever, but so he bucked them twice over the same thing in a matter of days. I wonder if Barr knows where the bodies are buried. You know? I wonder how much he knows.
Do you think he found some shit out by accident and said, I'm backing off from this?
Or he was given a heads up? Maybe he was given a heads up.
You know, he would have had access to files in New York.
Barr?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it might have, you know, because it makes you wonder. It's like he's going along and then found stuff that's like, I can't be, you know, I'm a prick, but I'm not this big a prick.
Even I have my limits, right? My hypocrisy only goes so far, to quote Tomb stuff. I don't know, dude. I don't get him. You know?
Yeah, I really don't know. I mean, he's done Wednesday.
Yeah.
Wednesday's his last day. So is there going to be a temporary put in his spot for?
Well, yeah, the guy that was right underneath him.
Well, that's Rosenberg, isn't it, or Rosen?
One or the other, but in either case, yeah, I know who you mean.
I can't believe he'd do anything either for that short a time.
Well, again, it goes back to the same question, right? You're going to have But by the time he gets in office, you're going to have 3 weeks, right? You're going to have 3 weeks. Sorry about that. What are you going to get done in 3 weeks? It's the federal government. What the hell are you going to get done in 3 weeks?
Especially until what? The 4th, nobody's there.
Well, Congress is out, right? Well, they're gonna do this bill, and then they're skipping town till inauguration, wouldn't it be?
Well, no, they're actually back on the 4th because they have to be there for the 6th.
Oh, you're right. For the
For
runoff.
opening the counting the electoral.
Oh, they have to be there for that?
Well, maybe they don't. I'm not sure. I know Pence has to be there for that. Or maybe there has to be a few representatives, maybe not all.
I don't know. Yeah. Well, if Pence has to be there, you got to figure. You got to figure the Senate has to be there then, right? I mean, I don't think there's too many jobs delegated strictly to the vice president. So it would have to be a Senate thing. And he'd have to be there in case of a tiebreak, or do they need the entire Senate there to? Well, they're not voting on anything.
No, the only trouble is there could be 2 of them assholes there to protest. And if that's the case, they would have to take an up or down vote. And I got a feeling McConnell's going to be talking to Tupperville and Brooks on the side saying, if you assholes bring this up to force an up or down vote to be used against us in 2 years, I'm going to cut your nuts off.
Yeah, I could see that.
Because I forget, there's a number of Republicans coming up in 22, Senate-wise, that are in those swing states. And if there's no Trump on the top of that ticket, it could be like 18 again.
Yeah.
And all the Democrats would have to do is keep pounding healthcare and stuff. Look what the hell happened to you during the pandemic.
Rates itself, doesn't it? It pretty much rates itself for them.
Well, I know I'd be bouncing on that like a bitch.
Oh, yeah. And it's a no-brainer right there. That's a no-brainer. The one last thing I did want to talk to you about, and I'm kind of struggling here because I got to find it. And maybe it was in our group. Maybe that's where it was posted. It was in our group. Where the hell was it? There was the lawsuit that the voting machine companies put on Fox Entertainment and where the hell are those other ones? Newsmax.
Newsmax. Did you see the retraction Newsmax made today?
I did not. I don't usually do anything regarding Newsmax.
I saw it on Twitter where they pretty much had to state word for word that what they were saying about Dominion voting and Smartmatic software was bullshit.
After legal threat, Fox airs news package debunking election fraud claims it made by its own host. So you're saying Newsmax and everything else did the same thing?
Newsmax did the same thing today.
Because I know these places went after specifically Lou Dobbs, who's the drunk judge? What's her name?
Jeanine Pirro.
Pirlo, yeah, and there was another one.
Tucker.
No, it wasn't Tucker. Another female.
Oh, I know. I'll tell you who it was. Maria Bartiromo. Then.
That's it. That's who it was. Yeah. Oh yeah, here it is, right here. The pack.
Did you see where? Who the hell was it? Mark Meadows shot her down of all people.
No.
Yeah. I believe today or this morning or yesterday, he shut her down when she brought it up.
No way.
Yeah. I was like, I had to read that twice. And was Jill Biden on Chris Wallace? This is off target. But Chris Wallace, I don't know, he interviewed Jill Biden.
Did he? He has to be crazy.
And he brought up her doctor and he defended her. He said, did that shock the hell out of you? Because it shocked the hell out of me. He says they had, and he brought up the point you did. He says they seem to have no problem calling Sebastian Gorka doctor or Henry Kissinger doctor. Why you?
Yeah.
He brought it up. He defended Jill. He says, what the hell was that all about?
Well, it won't be long before he's going to be labeled as a liberal.
Well, you know what? They already do that to him. He's managed to avoid the Shep Smith deal just because he's older and has been there a long time.
Yeah.
He's not there every day as prominent.
Yeah, Shep Smith he had his own show though, didn't he?
Yeah, you know what? He really didn't have a show. Well, I shouldn't say that. He was an afternoon anchor where if you've ever brought them up in the afternoon, yeah, they're conservative, but actually they do report a lot of ongoing news in the afternoon of what's actually going on.
No, they just put a conservative spin on it.
Yeah, which, okay, I know you're putting a conservative spin, but that's what got Shep Smith in trouble because he was calling out the bullshit all afternoon.
Yeah. Well, you only see Wallace on Sundays, though, right? I mean, that's the only time we see Chris Wallace.
Yeah, Chris Wallace is normally only on Sunday.
Yeah.
And actually, Shep Smith is on CNBC now.
I thought that's where he moved over to.
Yeah, that's where he is. He has a regular news show every night or afternoon.
It's probably, after all is said and done, probably a step up for him. Pay not
I mean, he's basically just reporting the news.
Well, Lou, here's the question I have for you. I got a few questions for you, but you have this Newsmax and
OAN.
OAN, right? OAN. Yeah.
Yeah.
OAN. Well, you have to figure at this point that these companies are just hemorrhaging money, right? Because they're startups. You can't imagine that every month that they're pulling a profit every month. I don't know what the hell they're doing, but I promise you they're not. They have a whole lot of overhead costs, a whole shit ton. And now you have this this lawsuit, right? That they're going to have to deal with, and these things are what do they call it, a defamation lawsuit?
Yeah.
Those things are expensive. They're dirty. They hang around for quite a while. I mean, Fox has already has seen a dip in their viewership, but their guy lost the election. You expect that, right? People are going to take their ball and go home for a while. They'll be back. And this is going to hit Fox. Now, Fox will weather it. They got more money than God does. They'll weather it with no problem. But these shitheads who are trying to go out, they're trying to outright each other, right? Boys, I've heard to say they're trying to outright. They're trying to drink, even going from a cup of Kool-Aid to a gallon of Kool-Aid to the swimming pool full of Kool-Aid, right? So they have a small audience to begin with. this has the potential to wipe them out.
Well, I sure hope so.
Oh yeah, me too. I'm not. Believe me, I'm literally just pointing it out. But you know, like I said, if this goes to court, and if I'm who the hell are these voting machine companies? Uh, I'm going after them. I'm definitely going after them because don't forget these companies also have other countries that they're working in. They have it's not just the U.S. election. They're going to have an election in 6 months or a year from now, or God knows what it is. So they got in God knows what country. So they got to cover their asses here. I go after them hard, really, really hard, and don't give them a chance to come back. Because what are they going to do 2 years? Whenever we ever admit that?
Because when you think about it, one of the first things Biden should do when you think about the White House press corps is take those 2 seats, Newsmax and OAN, and say, bye, you're a good news source.
Well, he probably will.
You leave Fox News there. What's that?
I said, well, he probably will, because if he's going to keep them on, they're going to have us, you and I, there next.
Well, it's live with Frank and Patsy with Lou. We want a spot.
Yeah, why the hell not? You're giving it to these clowns. At least we're on your side, or for most of it.
Yeah, you know what? All we have to do is ask a couple questions the first try. I'm sure it would get repeated everywhere after one of our questions.
Oh yeah. Can you imagine one of our questions? The first time I ask him how one of his dogs are, that's it. It's over. Oh hell. I hope they die. I really do. I hope that both of those places go away. I hope Fox gets hit really, really, really hard. And I hope that, well, the only way you're really going to see like real journalism back on Fox is if they get hit with these things like this over and over and over again, and you get rid of the Lou Dobbses of the world, right? Because he's the biggest pice of shit I've seen in a long time.
Oh, he's bad.
He's terrible.
And the thing is there are some field journalists. They do,
They have a couple, but they're the problem you have is whenever the good stuff you do gets drowned out by Dobbs and Prero and
yeah, you're right. You report some good things, then you have to say, oh, look what the hell that asshole Carlson said tonight.
Yeah.
You know.
You go. How hard, how bad it has to be to talk about something going on over at Fox Entertainment, and you don't even mention Laura Ingraham.
Oh yeah.
She's not even in the conversation. You're not even spotlighting her. I mean, that's how bad Lou Dobbs is, right? That's how bad Jeanine Pirro is. I haven't seen enough of that other chick to I haven't heard enough about her. Let's put it that way, because I'm not going to watch it. But how shitty does it have to be that her and Carlson aren't even mentioned in this? Her and Tucker. I can't get over his name. I can't get over the name Tucker. That drives me crazy. Tucker. Right? Tucker needs his head bounced off of. Never mind. That's poor. Dude, whenever they're not even mentioned in it, you drop the places that they won't even go. That's bad. That's terrible. And everybody just goes on their way. Yep, we did. We're terrible. That's it. And they just continue on their way. So sad. So sad. Before we kill this, there was a lot of people, you know, these morons who were telling everybody down in Georgia to vote no. Right? Don't vote for the Republicans, and like the other Republicans are doing this. How many Republicans you think are going to go vote in on those runoff votes?
You know what? Traditionally the regular Republicans will turn out to vote. The question is, what fringe that turned out for Trump will not go out to vote?
Yeah,
I think that's part of the key there. You know, your regular that have been Republicans since whenever will go out. But you know, with the numbers just showed how many people they recruited, and now that all of them are over on Parler, thinking there's going to be a civil war next week starting up, how many of those will turn out? And you know what? All you need is just give me 5% of that, 10% of those idiots not coming out, and the Democrats keep the numbers up, and you got the Senate.
Yeah. Oh, here we go, Lou. Remember whenever we were talking about voting for that bill, that stimulus bill, and I said it's probably going to be, you know, asshole Rand Paul's going to try to hold it up? There you go. There you go. You believe
of course.
You believe this guy?
Oh yeah, he's a dick.
This piece of shit. There you go. My guess, big spenders. It's why is it all these right? They don't know punctuality. How the fuck do you not know how to punctuate? Big spenders is not capitalized. All right. Neither is both parties. Oh my god. I know. The only thing I'm pissed off about is his punctuation. Right? I mean, come on. I'm sorry. But for fuck's sake, you're a senator. You're supposed to be a doctor. I mean, he's not, but he's supposed to be. Well, I mean, he set up the place that gave him his doctorate, so I guess technically he is a doctor, but he's shady as fuck. Dude, come on. Do you believe this guy?
Well, yeah, I could believe it just because I know they're a piece of shit. And nothing surprises me. They're all going to be austerity and hypocrites pretty quick.
Unbelievable. This clown is unbelievable. And you know what? You know the part that eats at me like you wouldn't believe? He keeps getting elected. He keeps getting elected. And this is a senator. I could see if he was some back-ass congressional district, but he's a senator.
Yeah, I'd like to see, you know, I keep seeing things running over Twitter, which you can't believe most of the time, anything on, you know, a lot of social media. But you wonder how somebody with an 18% approval rating got all those votes. Did you see? It was almost a record Republican turnout in his favor in that election.
Yeah.
In Kentucky.
Yep.
Yeah, they keep throwing the projection at Biden. It makes you wonder what happened. Like to be able to go through those. There was from what I could tell too, there were a lot of no counts on mail-in ballots.
Yeah.
Majority of them Democrats. Democratic.
Unbelievable. These clowns are unbelievable. Honest to God. You know, Lou, we said it. We said it before the election that if this shithead loses, things were going to get worse until Inauguration Day. It was going to,
we did.
we said it, right? And I don't think that we were, channeling anything super. All you do is pay attention. You knew this was coming, right? Actual real news sources said the same thing. It's going to get worse. So whenever you have this shithead doing the shit he's doing, and then you got this asshole Rand Paul. Well, we don't run out of things to talk about, right? I mean, and on one hand, I would love for Frank and I to be on the air with you and trying to convince you to start watching soccer. On the other hand, I kind of like the fact that we have something to talk about every night.
Yeah, I was hoping it was going to start get boring.
Not yet.
My God, we could have been talking about Christmas and
Not yet.
and that kind of thing.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
We didn't even touch on COVID and how bad that looks.
Yeah. It doesn't look like we're going to. Folks, this is the we won't be back together for a week.
Yeah, you got Christmas Eve, Christmas Day.
Yeah. Christmas Day's Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll probably be home anyhow, but
No, we won't be. I mean, you know what? We might do a pop-up, if you want to, right? We'll just do a pop-up real quick.
because I don't know. We'll probably be hiding for the most part. Probably run down my parents briefly to take them food with our masks on. We made cookies yesterday and that. But
Good. Well, at least you made some cookies, dude. I mean, you kind of did, right?
yeah,
You did a little bit. You got something in. That's good enough. You got something in. It's hard, man. It's a tough time. It's a tough time. So anyhow, folks, we will not see you again. We will not be with you until a week from today. The 28th, we will be back. And then we'll be changing the schedule again.
yeah.
Don't worry, I got a whole week to tell you guys about it, and it'll take me 6 days. Right? But anyhow, thank you all for joining us. It truly means a lot to Lou and myself. Frank will probably be back with us next week. At least I would think so. Mondays are always tough for him. They're always hard for him. That's the way it is when you're in demand. Lou, that's the way it is when you're the guy.
You're in demand.
That's the way it goes. Something's got to give. I get it. I understand. We're low men on the totem pole, I guess. Well, I'm used to it.
Oh, well.
To everybody watching, thank you very much. For Lou and myself, we'd like to wish everybody a happy New Year. Or I'm sorry, Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. It'll get better, folks. It'll get better. It will. This one's going to be tough, but it'll get better. But until then, we will see you Monday, the 28th, a week from today. Okay? It's going to take me that long to get over my hangover from Christmas anyhow. So, but until then, goodbye, good luck, and God bless. We will see everybody next week. Bye-bye.